and I want to show this to you. This is the hourly in the S&P. This is in the S&P. Many times, and as I showed you before, the reverse trend line will lead to a bottoming action and then subsequently buying and short covering to the market. So the key is that it's really, really important to see how the market behaves at those areas and to see how the market, what it does, the resistance when it gets after the change of behavior character. So you see a market that's in a straight decline. So you have a reactionary high, let's start from here. A reactionary high, you draw that line across. Since we're buying, he has to overcome selling. The poor closes here indicate lack of absorption, lack of vertical absorption, obviously. It's the first retest. We know the first retest fails about 80% of the time. And now you have a situation where you're not going to, this is not vertical absorption the first time through. So the too low end closes gives us this kiss of death type of thing. Okay? Let's just label KOD, article terminology, right? The kiss of death bar, because you have two bars that subsequently are negative. This leads to downside. Now, if we take the cause, this is very important. We take the cause, we'll draw this line right here, okay? If we take the cause here, this bar that we get here tells us enough information for more of an aggressive trader to take that particular thing that the market's going to be distribution. You may feel uncomfortable taking that trade. You want more clear indication the market is going to go to distribution because the background is bullish. What's key about that bar, the market still could become bullish, but that bar could be negative, okay? And it could be, we have short-term distribution in a longer-term bull market, right? So it's very significant to the market. That's very, very significant to what happens. Okay? So, if this kiss of death bar, if that's the case, you are not going to look to buy this spring here. Okay? So, Gary, the market, basically is bullish. It's an uptrend. Buy that spring an uptrend. The fact that this is really important. The fact that this is not accumulation makes it more likely that this spring will fail. Why? Because this cause is going to take you larger than this market here, than right here. So if this cause going here, yeah, I would buy this. I would buy this for retested high. Okay, you have selling here. I would buy this bar because there's no distribution cause here. Here you have distribution cause. Even though the market overall is friendly, you want to go to the next lower support of that area was, right? Because of the cause. So the cause here probably only takes you down to 4 or 5 bars, only takes you down to here. The cause here takes you much lower, or double or more than double amount. So you have a spring and a spring, okay? Now, if you are in a situation in which you are, don't know what to do, you don't sure distribution, but you're looking back on, if you're buying a spring, you may get stopped out. Boom, boom, you may get stopped out in the spring. Getting stopped out of spring maybe twice or one time tells you a little change of character, right? Change of behavior. So this is okay. This is okay. But this should be a good, if this is your bull, if you do buy this bar, this should immediately give you a higher, right? It's a retest of a retest. It gives you a low and close. Boom. Okay. By this time, you got that up, down, close, up, down, close. Which I showed you the quiz today is on the upside is distribution, and the downside will be accumulation, right? It'd be accumulation. Now, what we see now is the market up, down here. Then all of a sudden we see one bar, 1, 2, 3 low end bars. This is that reverse absorption bar. By this time, the more novice traders, you, not novice traders, but you being a little more advanced with the reverse absorption, most people are, okay, would understand that. Or if you're really want to go schematic wise, once you close under that bar right there, on the retest bar right here, this would trigger a sell for you. Okay, so just being another area to sell. So the less aggressive trader would trade this. We're not necessarily selling a breakout, even though it looks like it's selling of a breakout. What we're actually seeing is the fact that the market has reverse absorption. Now, if you're not sure about that, all of a sudden you get that up, down, close again. Okay, market goes back down. You don't take that one. You're waiting. You got this cause has not been used up. This cause has not been used up. The trade that you have to take is a supply bar here or a selling bar. The most novice trader would end up taking this particular short here. Okay, comes down. So you want to see, but if volume starts to come in, you got to be very careful of a change of character to the upside. So volume did come in right here, but it's the opening. So this should lead to markdown. Okay, this should lead to markdown. What does the market do? Comes back down, comes back down. Now here's the problem with this alternate close, wide-in closes. This bar also gets marked, doesn't it? So we're short from here. This bar is the widest bar that we see this whole move. So a retest of a large bar would warrant the possibility of covering the short. You may feel uncomfortable being long because the market's background is negative, but that's a change of character. The wide bars, down, up, down, close, up. Change of character. Remember we told the quiz wife. Change of character. So they'll get you out of your shorts, and the keen trader will get along there. Since that change of behavior occurs, then now you're looking to buy the spring, that SOT type area. This would allow you to catch today's move. So even though I'm a little bit negative of all the markets, intermediate term, over the next week or couple weeks or so, it's a situation to be that the market is still going to get sold out to the downside, right? It's going to get sold out, and we're going more selling when it all occurs. Now we're in a situation where probably a weak close will take you back into the trade range, and it may warrant to sell today. This is the current chart in the S&P. But you see, the market's background is negative, isn't it? Is negative. This becomes distribution overall. Look at how time it took to lift. A trade range after selling in the background is distribution. A trade range after buying in the background would be bullish. So when the stocks I sent you today also, they look to buy in the newsletter. Okay? So then here, no cause here. Do I buy that bar? And it's up to there only, spring wise, because you got this background, you got this buying here, the retest halfway back of a buying bar. The low here is about halfway back of that bar. You could buy that bar for scalp only. Failed springs because this one bar is going to tell an act of a play. This tells you the story of the play. This tells you one act of the play. Up, down, close is a negative thing. Reverse absorption, markdown. And now when you get that situation, when you start gradually making lower lows, you're going to want to draw your reverse trend line, aren't you? And that's going to be a reverse trend line, your downside target. Okay, but sometimes it's not reached because you have a buying bar there. It's only as a guide over. This is still oversold here, right? But not as nearly so as the reverse trend line would indicate to you. That's right now. So this is probably still negative overall. Background being negative overall. Positive here. We should see selling into the markets. Now, being a market that's on a Wednesday, going traditional higher prices and holiday, I think that overall, I think there's more negativity than positivity that's going on next month or so. So I want to read on the hourly chart and how you can correlate that to spacing and the schematics and how it looks towards the other charts in general. They send you 240 daily charts. Hope that was a good lesson, and I'll be in the room, and I'll see you soon. Every day I'm in the room, but sometimes I'll go to the screen and help other people. So just jingle me, write me an email, so if you want something, I'll be happy to help you if I'm not helping somebody else. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.